Hello and welcome back to MindSpanse. I'm Craig, and I want to thank you for taking some time with me today. I want to talk about worrying. Worrying, we all worry. And why we should never worry. Never. But before we talk about it, let's take a big stretch. Deep breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Relax your shoulders, let them drop. Your jaw. I always have all this tension in my jaw, and I find when I do this, it really helps. So maybe it'll help you too. And worrying. We worry about everything. We worry about the past. We worry about the future. We worry about the now. We worry about everything. And you gotta just stop it. It's so hard. It's very easy to say, but it's very hard. And everybody does it. I do it. And I'm gonna tell you a story, because stories help articulate what I'm thinking about. So I have a son. He's 11. And it was probably a couple of years ago. And he came home, he was very upset. And I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And he's like, oh, I forgot my homework at school. You know, the package that he was supposed to do. And I was like, all right. He goes, well, I'm gonna get a 0 on my grade if I don't do the homework. And so I said, well, is there any way to get the homework? Can you call someone? I don't know. And he was like all crazed and everything. And so I was thinking, I'm sure I can call the teacher and she could email it to me or something, whatever. But I did try to call and I couldn't get anyone, and sent an email, didn't get anyone. So he's freaking out and he's like really worried, like that he's gonna get a 0. And it started dawning on me, I said, well, number one, whatever happens, if you're gonna get a 0, right? I was like, if you don't do your homework, you're not gonna get a 0. You're gonna get a 0. And I said, yes, trying to get him to understand. He said, yeah, I'm gonna get a 0. I said, so you could sit here and be upset and worried about this situation because he didn't want to go play with his friends. And you're still gonna get a 0. Or you can go out and play with your friends and have fun and you're still gonna get a 0. So whatever you do right now is not going to change the fact that you're going to get a 0 because you don't have the homework to do, so there's no way for you to do it. Outside of us trying to get the homework from somebody. But other than that, there's really nothing else to do, and so there's no real point in worrying, that feeling of worry, upset. I said, just in the future, obviously, you should make sure that you don't do that. You can take your homework and maybe have a little checklist that says, make sure I take my homework, and make sure you do your checklist before you leave school, or something like that, the tool to make sure that you don't do that. And he's like, yeah. And then little by little, I finally convinced him to go out and play with his friends, and he had a great time. And he got back, and while he was gone, the teacher got back to me and emailed me the homework package, and he got his homework done and he was happy. And I said, look, see, like you would have spent 4 hours and not gone and played with your friends, worrying and being upset and miserable and beating yourself up, and everything worked out, right? And if it didn't work out, it wouldn't have worked out. So it doesn't matter either way. So I use that to tell people, I said, look, worrying, what are you worrying about? Either do something or don't do anything. I mean, you're worrying about a meeting you're going to have. So you're playing this meeting out over and over in your head. And there's nothing wrong with preparing for a meeting. I'm a huge proponent of preparing for meetings, preparing for speeches, preparing for interactions generally, training. That's all good. But when you start worrying about it and playing out all these worst case scenarios and things, it's absolutely a waste of energy and time, and it's actually very bad for you, because that anxiety produces a lot of nasty chemicals in your body, and it reduces your immune system, and it's terrible. And over a long period of time, it causes you to get sick and stomach hurts and all this stuff. So don't worry. That's why there's a song, don't worry, be happy, right? So, because whatever's going to happen is going to happen anyway. And actually, it's really interesting. If you look at like sports psychology, when you worry, like if you think you're going to miss a ball, like in golf as an example, if you're worried about not hitting the ball well, that focus of energy in your mind actually drives the behavior. So that's why athletes practice different types of visualization exercises and meditative exercises to clear their heads of those negative thoughts, because those negative thoughts create energy and actually drive what happens, or can have a very strong impact on what the outcome is. And so you're actually hurting yourself. You're creating the negative action by worrying. So that's another reason that you shouldn't worry. Because it actually drives you in the direction of the worst thing that you could possibly think is going to happen. So that's what I got today. Don't worry. Everything is going to be what it's going to be. And there's really not much you can do about it other than be true to yourself, do things that make you happy and make other people happy, and you're going to be just fine. So with that, I want to wish you guys just an amazing, amazing day, free of worry, free of anxiety, and just go out and have fun and play with your friends. So thank you very much. Definitely subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends, like the video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Thank you, and have a great day.